Welcome back to Spassky Pimmer Garage. This time we are installing a widebody kit for this E36 of mine. The reason for that is that I want to run these really fat and sticky extreme semi-slicks that I have here. I did run these last summer on the stock E36 M3 style 39 rims that I have here. These are really nice tires for track use and that kind of things, but I don't like the looks of these wheels. I have the really nice looking style 5s that I have converted to 3-piece for this car, but those are much slower offset and wider than these rims, so there's absolutely no chance that I will have these tires on those rims on that car on the stock wheel arches. So that's why I need to put widebody kit on the car. I generally hate the idea of ruining perfectly cool car for putting on widebody kit, but even though this E36 of mine, this is actually quite good condition, there's not much rust anywhere, but I did previously run this on those style 5s that I was talking about, and those are quite wide. Those will poke out a little bit here, and I did run those on really skinny tires. Even with those skinny tires I needed to run a lot of camber, and they did still touch on the arches here and also in the back. And I have done all kinds of trickery to actually get those fit here, like rolled these arches and cut here and especially cut on the back and that kind of things. I blame Mike from Stansburg for everything I have done for this car previously. But anyways, the situation is now that even though these look quite okay, these are totally rusted in here and it's quite mangled and bad here. It's even worse in the back. So I have here especially I have cut the inner lip here and I have hammered these and rolled these, and these are like actually really bad. And there's also some rust poking out here. So this comes from inside. There's rust hole here that has come outside, so that also needs to fix it. That's the situation on all the arches. All of these are rusted, and if I want to fix these perfectly, I need to basically replace these arches and these front fenders. So because of that, I'm not really feeling bad of doing this widebody conversion, because I anyways would need to replace these front fenders and the rear arches. So I will try to do this so that I can put back on the stock front fenders and the arches at some point if I want to. But anyways, I still want to do this properly. So yeah, let's see how this will go. This is the kit that I bought for this project. This is the FitmentLab Phase 2 for E36 sedan. The slogan for the FitmentLab is the most copied brand of widebody kits in the market, so that's weird flex, but okay. Anyways, I got this because I thought that these were the original ones, and I really hate working on the fiberglass parts, so I really want this to fit well, so that's why I did go with the original ones and not the copy ones. Anyways, I've already opened this. This was really well packed, and these parts, these seem to be like really high quality, so I'm hoping this will work smoothly. I have already test fitted quickly these parts on this side at least. This front fender, this seems to be fitting perfectly at least. All the seams, everything is perfect. I need a little bit push in here and a little bit here, but otherwise all these seams and everything, these are absolutely perfect. There's no need to modify these parts. Oh well, of course here, because here's this edge on the door, and there's the same edge on this front fender, but there's no recess here in this fiberglass part for that edge, so I need to cut that little bit here. Here's the back section, pretty much same story here. This seems to be fitting perfectly everywhere, but again there is the edge here. This is poking out quite a bit, and it's only because there's that edge here and there's no edge carved in this fiberglass part, so it's poking out quite a bit. So I need just grind that down so that it will follow that edge here, and this should fit all perfectly here. But anyways, enough intro. I think we will now start fitting these properly, so let's start from the front. But before we start working on the car, short ad break from this video sponsor, carVertical, which provides car history checks online. For example, this BMW 3 Series diesel 2017, probably too expensive for me, but I don't want diesels anyway. But if we check this report here, we can see that there's some damage on this car. So if we check here, yeah, we have some pictures of the damage, so that doesn't seem too bad. If we check that one, okay, not. Oh, there's some more damage on the back. I think that's F31. Yeah. Oh, it's even more damage on the front. So yeah, I think that's F31. But yeah, that seems like that something that could be even fixed. But yeah, not great. So that has been quite severely damaged at some point. So let's check the report further. There's those pictures here, there's no other problems here. Oh, that's basically brand new because it still has like less than 100,000 kilometers from 2023, probably a little bit more now, but yeah, basically brand new car, at least on my books. And that seems to have passed MOT check on Finland, but let's check more. Okay, so that accident has happened on Germany at 2018, and it looks like it has been fixed at some point and brought to Finland, and so on. So yeah, it has been in Finland like, is it like 4 years or something like, or maybe 5 years now. So yeah, to prevent you from buying that kind of crash damage car, use code PASI88 for 20% off from the carVertical checks. But now we can finally start working the car.
Tää on kyllä niin kuraa niitä Nissaneja. Donaldissa kun ne...
Antaa kyllä painaa.
Kuka näitä 19 siellä on?
En tiedä. No.
7 ja 19.
I think that's good enough fitment for now. There's like millimeter here or there, but you cannot even see this on the car because the door is so close here. So yeah, I think that's good. There's some leftover marker stains here that you can see that those will throw you off a little bit, but yeah, I think that's fine. If you push this little bit towards the fender when you glue this should be fine. So yeah, now we need to cut hole here to the fender. I'm thinking that I will cut everything away under this new fender so that this will save as much of weight as possible. But this will probably become quite flimsy when doing that. So I think I will now try to fix this little bit of rust that this has in these corners, paint those or at least prime those. And only after that I will cut this and put this on the car and then try to glue this on the car. My idea was to first paint this and then glue, but this foul fender, this is so bad that this needs full new paint. So yeah, because you can see that there's rust everywhere. So I will glue this and then paint the whole fender to make this look the best that it can be. The side blinkers are mandatory in Finland, so I need to cut holes for those too. So I did now sandblast these front corners like this and that one too, and then these bottom corners here also on that one, so those should be fine now. This is a little bit crusty here, but that's fine. This was totally missing this corner, or well, there was nothing left of that when I did sandblast this, so I did add some welding there so that I have this corner here. I don't know if that matters at all because this will be covered by the side skirts, but still I want to have those there rust free. We can look here in the inside. That should be all fine. It's not perfect, but that should be fine. I will now apply some rust converter to these ones, all these spots that I did sandblast. After that, I will cut out the section onto the new front fender. Or well, I sanded this down before doing the cut, because it's easier to do that at this point. And with that, the front fenders are ready for gluing down the new parts. So let's focus on the doors. The doors in this car are in perfect condition, so I didn't want to ruin those. So I bought new rear doors. So let's take the old ones out and fit the new ones. I also want to do this properly, so I'm taking everything off from the new doors. Of course, same had to be done for both doors, but you get the idea. Now it's time to fit the fiberglass extensions and then cut the metal away from under it. Takkäsi saatana sorra. Kena vielä lähtenyt? Kena vielä lähtenyt?
Ei.
But now, because of these new doors, or well, new to me doors, are from a car that has been rolled over, I need to do some fixes to make those fit the car. Okay, that was actually quite much work to make those doors fit the car, because the window framing was damaged. But after that, it was time to prep the doors to glue down the extensions. I decided to glue down the front fenders in the car for correct positioning. As a glue, I used two-component panel adhesive. And same process for all the other parts. And now, because I started messing around with the fiberglass, I bought some more. So these are the hood and the rear bonnet or hatch or trunk lid or something. Anyways, so these are both fiberglass parts and these are from Mikinka. I don't know if there's a logo. Okay, it's hidden there. But anyways, I know that these are really good quality parts. You can see that these are pretty much like exact copy of the original ones. The surface quality is really great, so you basically need to just scuff this up and you can paint this. And these are really light ones, so just two fingers and I can lift this. I don't need to even pinch that hard. Same for the trunk lid. This is really high quality, like basically ready to be painted. And this is also exact copy of the original one. There's even threads for the trunk hinges and everything, and this is also really light, even lighter than the hood. So just two fingers and I don't even need to pinch that hard, so yeah, really light ones. So let's try to fit these. For the hood I will also use the original hinges there on the back, but then I will probably use some kind of Aerocathes or bus button or for something. You could put the original latches here, but I think this is a bit too flimsy for it to actually hold, so I need to put something here to hold this on. The trunk lid, This I'm not 100% sure. The original lock system is quite heavy and this is flimsy and it will probably not work out, so I need to figure out something to actually hold this closed. But yeah, let's try this on.
Sillä rahalla ostaa jo itse.
Niin. Oi saata. Hitto, nyt se oli sitä keppiä just siinä takana. Ei ihan sama, anna mennä.
Oi saatana. Hirviä teurastusta vetästi.
Tai viimeinen.
Ensi vuonna autoslalom. Oliko siinäkin vapaarisarja erikseen?
Ei.
Mitä lyhentää nyt? Me otetaan muuten sinne valloon kiinni. Vähän isot tasaiset pinnet ja sitten ottaa Kiitos.
And then it's time to lay down the sanding primer. All the new parts have now the sanding primer on them. I did put on 3 really thick coats. It doesn't look perfect, but it doesn't need to, because that is something that will be now sanded down to make the perfect finish for the top coat. The rear arches are waiting there, the trunk is there, and also the doors and the front fenders, those are now primed. So basically now only thing to do is to wait for minimum of a couple of weeks to that sanding primer to sink down. Normally, if you are actually painting this in the boot that can be heated up, you don't need to do that, because when you bake the parts, it will already sink in the paint. But because I don't have the oven, I just need to wait for the sanding primer to sink in. Because if I will now just sand these and then paint these, the paint will then sink after the top coat has been laid on, and then you will see all the sanding scratches that are under this sanding paint here, so that's not optimal. I have done that mistake a couple of times, so I don't want to do that anymore. So I will just wait like 2 or 3 or maybe 4 weeks, depending on how my schedule will be, and then we will sand and paint these. Of course, in the meanwhile, I can do those rear arches because I still need to cut those and weld and seal and everything. So that's something that I will need to do next. But I think this video is already long enough, so I think we will now stop this video and continue on the next one with this build.